Feel like your money disappears before the month ends? You're not alone, but the truth is you don't need more income. You need a better plan. Let's make budgeting simple, powerful, and something you'll want to stick with, starting today. Many people avoid budgeting because they think it's only for the broke. That's a myth. In reality, budgeting is how people with money stay wealthy. A budget is not a punishment. It's a tool for freedom. It tells your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Whether you're earning 30,000 rupees or 300,000 rupees, a budget gives you awareness, control, and peace of mind. It's not about cutting all fun. It's about spending intentionally on what matters most, without guilt. A budget gives you clarity, and clarity is where financial confidence begins. Let's get real. Your budget starts with your net income, not your salary on paper. That means after taxes, deductions, and retirement contributions. Include all sources: your main job, side hustles, freelance gigs, or even rent from a room you lease. If your income fluctuates, calculate an average of the last 3 to 6 months. Write this number down. This is your starting line. It's the total amount you have available to divide across spending, saving, and investing. Don't estimate, don't guess. Know your number and own it. Next, write down every expense that stays the same every month. Rent or mortgage, internet, phone bill, school fees, insurance, EMIs, and subscriptions. These are called fixed expenses, and they usually make up the foundation of your budget. Add them up. This tells you how much of your income is already committed. Don't forget annual bills like car insurance or domain renewals. Divide those into monthly chunks and add them in. Knowing your fixed expenses gives you your bare minimum survival cost and tells you how much room you have. This is where most budgets break. Variable expenses are the everyday spending that changes. Groceries, eating out, fuel, gifts, shopping, streaming, coffees, snacks, and impulsive purchases. Go through your last 2 months of bank or app statements. Group similar expenses together. You might discover you spent 8,000 rupees on food delivery or 3,500 rupees on impulse shopping without realizing it. These habits are silent budget killers. But once you track them, you take back power. Knowing your variable spending pattern is how you shift from "what happened" to "I'm in charge." Forget rigid budgeting templates that don't match your lifestyle. Your budget should feel like a financial reflection of your real life, not someone else's ideal. Begin with essentials like rent, groceries, transport, savings, debt payments, and utilities. But then go further. Do you love books? Make a books and learning category. Got kids? Include school and childcare. Spend on self-care or gaming. Don't hide it. Budget for it. The more honest and personalized your categories are, the more likely you are to stick to your plan. Budgeting isn't about cutting fun. It's about spending with purpose on the things that truly matter to you. There are popular budgeting formulas out there, like the 50-30-20 rule. But real life isn't always that clean. Maybe your rent eats up 60% of your income. Maybe you're self-employed and your earnings fluctuate. That's why your budget should bend around your lifestyle, not break your motivation. Start by defining your non-negotiables, needs you must cover each month. Then work backwards. Prioritize saving, even if it's just 5% to start. Set aside what you can for goals or fun. The goal isn't to follow some perfect percentage, it's to build a system that feels realistic, sustainable, and flexible. When your budget reflects your reality, you're far more likely to stay consistent and in control. In a zero-based budget, every rupee has a job. If you earn 45,000 Pakistani rupees, your total expenses plus savings plus investments must add up to exactly 45,000 Pakistani rupees. This doesn't mean you spend it all. It means you've planned all of it. Nothing is extra or unassigned. Why is this powerful? Because it eliminates guessing. If you want to go out to dinner, you check your dining out category. If it's empty, you wait or adjust. That's budgeting in real time, not with guilt, but with clarity and control. Once your budget is ready, start automating it. Schedule auto transfers to savings on payday. Automate bill payments so you avoid late fees. Set recurring investments for SIPs or index funds. This creates financial muscle memory. You don't have to remember to save, it just happens. Automation removes the willpower gap between good intention and action. You'll save and invest without even thinking about it. And that's how money multiplies quietly in the background. A mistake many beginners make is going too strictly. They build a budget that's 100% serious and 0% enjoyable. That's a setup for failure. If you love movies, coffee, or travel, budget for them. Set limits, yes, but don't eliminate joy. Budgeting isn't about self-denial. It's about intentional living. A good budget gives you the freedom to enjoy guilt-free spending because it's already planned. When you include fun in your budget, you're more likely to stick to it long-term, and that's the real win. If you consistently overspend with debit or credit cards, switch to cash-based budgeting. Withdraw cash for your main categories, like groceries, fuel, or eating out, and put it into labeled envelopes. Once the envelope is empty, you stop spending in that area for the month. This creates real-time accountability and helps you feel the value of every rupee. It may sound old school, but it's highly effective, especially for impulse spenders. If you prefer digital, use banking apps that allow you to create virtual pockets or sub-accounts. No budget is perfect on the first try. Every month brings new challenges, unexpected expenses, price increases, festivals, birthdays. That's why your budget should be flexible, not fixed. Set a reminder on the first or last day of the month to review your performance. Where did you overspend? What categories need adjusting? What worked well? Think of your budget like a GPS. You need to check the map often to stay on track. The key is to keep improving it until it becomes a system you trust. Life is unpredictable. Even the best budget can get thrown off by surprise expenses, like a friend's wedding, a medical test, or a laptop charger dying. That's why you should always have a buffer category, also called miscellaneous, set aside in your monthly plan. Even allocating just 1,000 to 2,000 rupees per month gives you breathing room when something unexpected pops up. This one trick alone can prevent your whole budget from collapsing and keep your financial confidence high. Did you stay within your budget this month? Paid off a debt? Saved more than usual? Celebrate it. Treat yourself to something modest or do something you enjoy. These small rewards make budgeting feel good, and your brain starts to associate money discipline with pleasure, not restriction. This is how budgeting becomes sustainable. It's no longer a chore. It's a source of power, pride, and personal growth. Celebrate your wins, even tiny ones. Your budget isn't the goal, it's the vehicle. Whether your dream is to travel, become debt-free, buy a house, or retire early, your budget is the tool that gets you there. So track your progress toward those big milestones. Use spreadsheets, trackers, or even whiteboards in your room. When you visually see that your savings account grew or your debt reduced by 10%, it builds momentum and belief. Budgeting becomes more than a money plan. It becomes your roadmap to freedom. If you live with a partner or family, budgeting should be a team sport. Sit down together monthly, share goals, discuss values, decide together where the money should go. Financial stress often comes from secrecy or miscommunication, but joint budgeting builds trust, alignment, and peace. You don't have to do everything the same way, but you should at least be rowing in the same direction. Money can break relationships, or, with a good budget, it can build strong ones. Budgeting isn't about being cheap, it's about being in charge. Every line you write, every rupee you track brings you closer to freedom. You don't need to be rich to start, you need to start to get rich. Money doesn't control you anymore, you control it. Start today, keep it simple, and give it time.